Hello there to you all. A very good evening and welcome to live coverage of the transfer news show with me, Ryan Taylor, live here. We're back on the Women's Football Channel where we are back all together. What a summer we're having so far. Left, right, and centre, we're seeing transfer news all over the place. And tonight is your chance to have your say. We're with you lot for the next 3 hours, so you can contact us. The way you can do so are below in the ticker. Right, let's get on with it. No time wasting. So, what have we got in store on tonight's show? Well, everything really. We have got transfer news, of course, having live updates as it happens. Also going to react to breaking news and everything in between. Plus, and in addition to our program later, we're going to review and look back at the fixture release for the FA Women's National League as it will return on the 16th of August with the opening day of the season on that date. So, let's get into it. So, transfer window has opened, a month and a bit ago, really, across the WSL and WSL2 and women's football generally. Let's just say there's been some big signings, not excluding London City Lionesses, who went for Maria Leon, who went for Alexia Putellas, of all people as well. And today, Diani as well, confirmed as well, will be joining London City Lionesses. Emeria's back as well, and she's leaving France. I don't think she had a good deal in the French capital. Well, we better get straight to it. Tell you about what's coming up on tonight's show. We're looking at the latest transfers that are getting a calls and also reacting to big breaking news. So let's get into the swing of things. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please share the stream out. You can do so as well. If you're watching on X, this is how you can get involved with the show. So let's get on with it then, shall we? So let's make it bomb bigger. There it is. There's the Women's Super League. Now there's been an update to backroom staff. Let's start off with Birmingham because they've announced the departure of coaches Chelsea Noonan and John Ritchie. Of course, Birmingham are back in the WSL after a couple of years away. They're back, but they will be going without these two. And Everton has announced that Scott Phelan, there you go, has been appointed permanent head coach after a successful interim period. But if you are on X and want to help spread the word, you can follow the details which is below. So let's go on with it. So Everton has announced the permanent head coach. Oh, here we go. Let's get into the transfer news. Let's start with Arsenal and the Women's Super League. First up, it's Arsenal. So they brought in Georgia Stanway, the midfielder, after departing Bayern Munich. The contract length has been undisclosed. So Georgia Stanway, back in the WSL for a couple of years away in Germany, she has had trophy-laden season with the Lionesses, of course, and of course with Bayern Munich. So she's got the experience in getting Arsenal to win their third ever UWCL title when it all starts again in September. Selena Cerisi is a forward. She joins from TSG 1899 Offenheim. A contract length has been undisclosed. Wasn't any surprise in that one. They're getting players from Germany, from everywhere around the whole of Europe. Stand by for that one coming up. Geraldine Reuteler, midfield. Another German side, this time Eintracht Frankfurt, and the contract length has been undisclosed. In fact, virtually of all Arsenals, apart from these are the ones you've got to watch out for, these new contracts. So the contract extensions with Arsenal, Kim Little is now a 1-year contract extension with Arsenal. So she's a midfielder. She'll be staying at the Gunners. Also staying is forward Blackstenius. Unfortunately undisclosed, but it is a reported 2-year deal for Steph Catley on defence. Also on the reported 2-year deal is Liam Williamson, also on defence, and also on the 2-year reported 2-year deal, according to multiple sources, including Emma Sanders, Caitlin Ford, the forward herself. So yeah, there we go. And there's no short of transfers out. Out they go. Manuela Sinsberger, she's off to Dortmund. Naomi Williams is on a free agent. Laia Cordina is heading to West Ham. So really good for West Ham to have that experience because they've had a dismal season, yet they survived. They survived basically because they avoided 12th place. That's the thing here. Victoria Pelova for Tottenham Hotspur she goes. So heading off to the North London rivals. Beth Mead is heading to Manchester City. I don't know where we go from here because look at that. Katie McCabe off to Chelsea and gets suspended virtually every time she plays. She's trying to get suspended. I don't know why. Being a Blues fan myself, being a Chelsea fan, I don't know why we have her. Katie McCabe. What the hell? But I'm really excited to see Beth Mead heading to Manchester City. And for this one, we're going to look at all the transfers out and have reaction. Katie McCabe heading off to Chelsea. What? No, that shouldn't happen. You need experience. You need players which have got the experience to go forward and win trophies. Katie McCabe might have just won a European trophy for Arsenal back in 2024. I don't know. We'll see what happens throughout the season. And here we go. It's off to Aston Villa. We're off to the West Midlands. We're off to Second City. Second City this season, we're going to have Second City Derby. Live coverage of that one in our extensive season. And, well, virtually all of these are undisclosed. Yes, all of these are undisclosed. Let's take you through all of them minute by minute. So Mia McCauley is joining us from Rangers and her contract length is undisclosed. Camilla Melgard is joining from Madrid and contract length is also undisclosed. Amelie Vansgaard is joining Aston Villa from Juventus for an undisclosed fee, and the contract length is undisclosed. Justine Kierland is joining from VfL Wolfsburg for an undisclosed fee, contract length undisclosed. And of course, when it comes to the Bayern Bundesliga, you've got players who want to depart for new ventures, for example. You've got those who want to depart because they want to find new ventures in England to take that experience as well as playing for German sides. Georgia Stanway, for example, has trophy laden season written all over her. But after she moved back to England, she want to carry on with that. And I see where Arsenal's going with this one. But Aston Villa, if they play it well, if they play the cards right and get Justine to start some of the games for rotation reasons, I think it could be a dark horse to the season ahead. And Emily Ramsey today, news coming out today, is that she has departed Everton and joined Aston Villa. And the contract length is, so unsurprisingly, undisclosed. So to be honest here, it really is a matter of time when WSL clubs are going to step up as well as WSL2. Where do we go from here? Potentially, something more wilder should happen. And the whole 115 yards is just amazing. And earlier today, we've had news left, right and centre across Europe, including Graham Hansen. She's committing her future to Barcelona until 2028 at the latest. And Keisha Sila is a new player for Juventus. But as you've seen today's breaking news, we're about to get into the Manchester United section. Lisa Nelson and Millie Turner are leaving Manchester United to join Birmingham City. So basically not good news. Mary Taylor and Georgia Mullet are the only two from Aston Villa with a new contract. And as we've just had news in the last couple of hours, Lydia Salloway is heading to Wrexham for the 26-27 season on loan. But here comes the outs for Aston Villa, and Paula Thomas is out, forced retirement due to injury. Lucy Staniforth is heading for retirement too. Sabrina D'Angelo is heading to Toronto for this one. Two free agents are Ebony Salmon and Gabby Nunes. And Kirsty Hansen is heading to Tottenham Hotspur. So here's another one of these. Birmingham City, after a couple of years, are back in the WSL. And this is their in at the moment too. There we go. That's the one. That's the one. That's the key thing, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the only two at the moment. We've got a month and a bit to go in this transfer window. So anything can happen between now and the season starts. And of course, in the outs, free agent for both Poppy Irene as well as Adriana Franch, Michaela Kovacs, and Christy Harrison Murray, Sinead Hopcroft, Tegan McGowan is gone. And Athlone Town has manager Lily and Ag. She is a midfield. She is off to manager Athlone Town. Alicia Quinn is a free agent. There are 3 loan-ended. Lotta Lindstrom returned to London City Lionesses. Lippy Bant is heading back to Brighton and Liverpool for Hannah Silcock. Let's take a look at Brighton then in more details. We're also going to give you everything from Emma Sanders, who will be with us all throughout tonight. So stay with us for this one. So Emilia Jaramo, she's joining, well, guess what? Brighton. Joining them from Hammarby. A contract length has been undisclosed. Nadia Kresiman is joining the club upon expiry of a contract with Dijon. A contract length has been undisclosed. Eleanor Heaps is joining from Tottenham. Contract length undisclosed. Leah Walty is going from Juventus to Brighton for an undisclosed fee. And Sophie Beskett from Ipswich Town. Contract length undisclosed. Leah Walty. There we go. This one. I think Arsenal fans knows more about her because she used to play for the Gunners, but then she had to move to Juventus for a new start. Since then, she's been building up on her time in Italy, and I think for me, that saying quite a lot. She has European experience. Bringing it over to Brighton, who could have European ambitions themselves. However, there are 2 free agents and Ajax move. Sophie Bagley Libby Band is heading to free agents, as we know. And Adine Nordum is heading to Ajax. Loan ended as Rosa Cavaci is heading back to Arsenal. Right, new contract. Carla Humphrey has signed a 1-year contract extension with Charlton, newly promoted side. First time in 18 years they played in the WSL. First time in this chapter they've played. The first time in 18 years back in the top 5. First time in this era they're playing in the Barclays Super League. But, however, it's bad news. Look at all these goings. Grace Pearce is heading to Sheffield United. Frankie Villinson is heading as a free agent. So is Kyra Muya, Amelia Frestrup, Emma Bizzell, and Katie Bradley is also a free agent. You've got to say, when it comes to attacking, they've got to go for it. I think they've just made a wrong impression at the wrong time. That's saying quite a lot for a side which has not been in the top 5 for 18 18 years. 18 years. Look at all of that. Yes. Yes, that's the one. A loan ended. The return for West Ham. Kira Flannery is heading back. Now here comes Chelsea. And oh my goodness me. Look at all of this. So there might be positives, really. Keaton McCabe has departed Arsenal to join the Blues. Signed until 2029. Matus Kubo is joining for North Carolina Courage, Japanese international. She's joining the club until 2031. There's a new contract for Chelsea. 4 players on new contracts. Sandy Baltimore signed a new deal until 2030. Becky Spencer has option triggered for a further year. And Lucy Bonds will be signing a 1-year extension until 2027. I actually want to come on to that. Lucy Bronze. I'm sorry. What the hell is she doing at the club still? She's the most incompetent player of all. She should have got a contract extension. She's been playing all over the area. But she's not made a big impact to the fact that Chelsea lost their WSL title. So many years of reigning in and etc. was finally over. And I do not get it why. I do not get it why she's having a contract extension. I'm happy that Aggie Beaver-Jones, though, is getting a contract extension for the next 4 years until 2030. That's the best thing, because Aggie Beaver-Jones' future is basically Chelsea, isn't it, at this point in time? You can't even argue with it. This is why this is so embarrassing for virtually everybody as well. So lots of transfer news, as I said, and actually we're going to break away from the transfer because I just want to share a news story that just came in today from Aston Villa. This is the one that many of us will not be happy with. Take a look. There it is. Aston Villa, let me just read the statement in full. Aston Villa is pleased to announce Visit Rwanda as the club's principal partner, official tourism partner and official coffee provider. The Rwandan Development Board's branding will appear on the front of all men's, women's and academy teams' shirts, as well as in a number of other prominent spaces, an agreement that will be the most important sponsorship deal in the history of the football club. What the hell? Why? You've got to be joking me. Why? This is a wonder. Bad deal, Aston Villa. That is bad news. City came in this week as well. I'm sorry, what the hell, man? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why? Why are we allowing all of these companies when we have other international sponsorships that we can do? For example, and are you ready for this? For example, we could have a new title sponsor for the Women's FA Cup. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Today we literally had news from the Cutback that the Women's FA Cup are looking for a new deal, as a deal currently with Adobe expires and will not be going further in this. One person suggested Emirates. Emirates Women's FA Cup, that will not even make sense. I mean, to be fair, we would use the same branding as the men's football, but obviously with a different style, with the current style trophy we have today. We have to update it. No, 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 no. Don't do this to me, please. Unbelievable. Right, let's head back to transfer news. Agatha Jones, very happy she's staying an extra 4 years. But look at all of these retirements right here. Look at all of these. All of these people who will be leaving Chelsea. Millie Bright is retired. Sam Kerr is entered Gotham. Joanna Vitakanovic is off to OL Lyon. Ian Charles is heading to Manchester City. And Julia Bartel is heading to Juventus. I'm with Manchester City. It's been coming. They've won the first WSL title in 10 years and they really want to strengthen the squad. That's the way to do it. Not. I don't know why. And where do we go from here? Seriously, having him chance to leave the club for that, unbelievable. And of course, on loan, Lorna Rebecca season, actually just sell her. Just sell her. She's not going to get any minutes for the club at this point. I don't know why we bother with this one. Very happy to say that Micah Hamano is heading back from Tottenham Hotspur. Let's just say Tottenham Hotspur really had a good season. Of course, Palace is back for the first time of asking. So let's take a look at promoted. Sarah Enge is joining from South Strasbourg on a 2-year deal. Bethany England is joining Crystal Palace after departing Tottenham on a 2-year deal with the option to extend a further year. And let's take a look at the new contract. Oh my goodness gracious me. Look at all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Molly Sharp, Abby Larkin, Adi Nolan, Shay Yanes, and Ashley Worden have signed a new 2-year contract for the club until summer 2028. Tracy Green has signed a new contract until 2027. Oh, it's 2028, isn't it? Someone might have just typed it in wrong. Oh well. And Tia Goldie is joining from London City Lionesses until the end of the season coming up. Chloe Arthur, India, Russia Lil John, Sarah Bailey, Kelly Bradley are all free agents. The only one that has moved to a different club is Elise Hughes. So he's going to be heading to Sunderland for that one. Let's take a look at Everton. Of course, we all know Scott Phelan is the new manager. So backroom staff change, as we notified. So to tell you, that is pretty significant. All right. Pretty much big significance. So there we go. Sarah Kramser is joining after her loan from AS Roma and became on permanent, signed for an undisclosed fee, and her contract length has been undisclosed. Naomi Mouchon is joining on a free transfer from Leicester City, and again, disclosed. Contract length is undisclosed. There's a new contract for 2. Aura Gali, her 1-year option's been triggered, keeping her at the club until 2027. And Becca Finnegan also staying until June 2027. There are outs of, well, various really. Lucy Hope is now on retirement. Katja Snotic is joining Ajax. Emily Ramsey is free agent. Tony Payne is off to Inter Milan in Italy. Ken Sevilla is heading to Ipswich. Melissa Lawley is joining Wolves. And Elise Stefanific is joining FC Cologne. That's the clubs. Leah Harbert is joining back Arsenal. So let's take a look at Liverpool then. I should mention one more thing we look forward to tonight. So for the last couple of weeks, and it's going to be a sensational night as well. So WSL2, in fact, we're going to take a break from all the transfer, heading back over there with the Liverpool transfers in just a moment. But first, quick disclosure If I get myself adjusted, there we go. Today was this, right? Let's take a look at this one. We need to go to the we need to get to the whole 115 yards website, because today was the day that the FAWNL schedule came out for the season. The 26-27 season has been released. And as just mentioned, in addition to our programmes today, we look at Tier 3 and 4 of English women's football. We return to a pitch near our local area across the UK for the 26-27 season. So let's take a look at this. It's time for the Southern, Northern and Southern Premier League, Premier Division. And yes, there you go. FAWNL on X at FAWNL. Go on and follow them. It's brilliant. Lovely people. Right, let's take a look at these matches then, shall we? I know you can't see them clearly, but I'm going to make them bigger. There you go. And let me enable zoom. There we go. You can all see it better. Let me get rid of the bottom. There we go. And we can tell you that Bolton St Michael's and Middlesbrough, Liverpool versus Derby, Loughborough Lightning versus Hull, Norwich City versus Hull City, Huddersfield Town, Rugby Borough, Peterborough United, Stoke City versus West Bromwich Albion. In the Southern Premier Division, it's AFC Wimbledon versus AFC Bournemouth, Cheltenham Town versus Real Bedford, Exeter City versus Oxford United, Fulham versus Portsmouth, Lewis versus Hashtag, and Swindon Town versus Plymouth Argyle. So we've got newcomers to the league here. Bolton St Michael's, Huddersfield Town, Norwich City. So Norwich City v Huddersfield Town will be the only two sides promoted to face off against each other on the opening day on Sunday the 16th of August. So mark it down. Peterborough United, Fulham, Portsmouth have been relegated from the WSL2. Oh, sorry about that. I need to get rid of that. There we go. And Swindon Town 2. So this is the opening weekend itself. But let's head back to Liverpool, in fact, because you all want to see what the hell's going on here. There you go. So Vivian Inderman, after her departure from Wolfsburg, will be joining Liverpool. Sara Agres is joining on the first line from Cologne, which is just happened, so she's now joining Liverpool. Mary Ward, Kiara Keaton are joining. Mary Ward joining from Bristol City and Kiara Keaton joining from Manchester. I do not get it with Manchester City. They bring in players, but they want to have experience. And they get rid of Kiara Keaton, who had experience with Manchester City. I think they might have just gone up the wrong tree here, I think for me, really, is that they've gone up on the wrong tree and the wrong time too. But we'll see what happens. Jenna Bonner is on free agent, so is Gemma Evans. Denise O'Sullivan is off to Gotham with an obligation to buy. So basically, she wants to go, she can go. But this is massive. Look at this. Look at all the fees, transfers from London City Lionesses. Take a look at all of those. Look at them. Nicole Ayomi is joining from Eintracht Frankfurt for a 4-year deal. 2-year contract for Mary Earps. Now, remember, Mary Earps used to play for Manchester United, so she's back into the WSL. Gianni Thompson is joining from Utah Royals on a 2-year contract. And take a look. Take a look at these two big headlines that make it free in just a moment. Look at this. Yes, there we go. Let me just highlight them. There we go. Significant. Alexia Putellas, after her departure from Barcelona on a 3-year deal, Marie Leon is joining from her departure in Barcelona until the summer of 2029. And another 3-year deal from Gianni. I should mention one more thing. Michelle Can is behind all of this. And in a moment, we'll bring you the explainer video from Sky Sports News. I know this one may cause a little bit of controversy, a lot of talking points, but quite frankly, what else are we supposed to do? So, who is the mastermind behind, well, London City Lionesses' impressive new signings? Well, it is, of course, has to be, well, there's only one person for this one. As we're about to see on Sky Sports that they made this video. My goodness. Take a look at this.
A Ballon d'Or winning midfielder, a 4-time Champions League winning defender, and England's former Euros winning goalkeeper. Not a bad start to the transfer window. But who is the mastermind behind the London City Lionesses? Well, that would be businesswoman Michelle Kang. Born and raised in Seoul, South Korea, Kang studied in the USA. In 2008, she founded a medical technology company, and that's when she started to make some serious money. The USA Women's 2019 World Cup victory caught Kang's eye, and in 2022, she became majority owner of NWSL team Washington Spirit. The following year saw her take over 8-time Champions League winners Lyon. In late 2023, Kang became owner of London City Lionesses. They were sat 8th in the then Women's Championship. After her first full season in charge, the team were promoted to the WSL, the first independent women's team to do so. Nikita Paris, Yana Fernandez, Alana Kennedy, just some of the names to join London City and help them to a respectable 6th in their first season in the WSL. And she just keeps going. Superstars Alexia Putellas, Mappy Leon and Mary Earps have now joined the Kang revolution. The question is, will it be enough to guide them and Kang to the WSL title?
Well, I want to hear what you think, everybody. This is all about your show, so get in contact with us. We would love to hear what you think. You can do so on email, you can do so on chat. Make sure you do include subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to turn on those all important notifications, and you can also tweet us on X at RLTaylorWSL, hashtag Barclays WSL, and hashtag Barclays WSL2. So let's head back to the transfer window then. There we go. So let's explain it all now, doesn't it? Why, and the big background from her. So that explains it all now, doesn't it? So yeah, they're still quite huge. And there are 6 signings, 6 new contracts to enjoy. 2 of them are till 2028. They are Maria Perez and Elaine Letty. Fred Godfrey and Poppy Patterson have committed their future until 2029. And Sophie Hilliard and Kosovo Aslani have signed a new deal until 2027. So that was breaking news. But the biggest talking point was Alexia Putellas joining London City Lionesses from Barcelona. I mean, I was not even expecting it, but they did confirm it in New York, I think a couple of Wednesdays ago. And I was watching it thinking, why are they doing the live stream? Then the answer came out thinking, no fucking way. Like, it's true. It's true. It's true. I was like, no fucking way they did it. It is. Look, I'm saying this off of my own experience watching that one. How the hell did they do that? Big time. Maybe taking a bit of a deflection, but they've done that. I done well. Fair play. Right, let's look at the outs from London City Lionesses. 3 on the free agents are Julie Rodda, Maddie Wieldy, Gessa Marashi, Katie Selam. Katie Selam is on West Ham, so is Barnes off to Nottingham Forest. And on loan is Terry Golding on Crystal Palace. And Rosa Sangeri is off back to OL Lyon. But let's take a look at these. So Beth Mead has said she's off to Manchester City. She is signed until 2029. Undisclosed fee for Liam Charles from Chelsea, but she signed a 3-year contract, so that's massive. We now find out who it is. And then Khadija Bunny Shaw, she is committing her future until 2030. Lauren Coombs is on retirement. Free agents are Laya Huabi and Katie Startup. Akiara Keaton just said she's off to Liverpool. Let's see how Manchester United did. And there we go. There we go. Right. Before Manchester United, we're not going to do well in this transfer window, but I think Andrea Medina, I think we're getting into something here. I think Andrea Medina has left Atletico Madrid until 2029 for Manchester United. So, got lots of European experience from her, but can she perform in United stand? We'll find out. We also got first professional contract from Leila Dury until June 2029, Scarlett Hill until June 2028 with an option to extend a further year, and until 2028 with an option to extend Jess Anderson. But what about when it comes to the outs? Well, Millie Turner's off to Birmingham City. Must annoy it to Manchester United. Hannah Blundell, free agent, and Leah Galton, free agent. But there's also been another twist for Manchester United in keeping everything smooth according to plan. Not quite if you're a Manchester United fan, because yesterday we've learnt the news from Emma Sanders on this. Do you want to have a look at this? I don't think Manchester United fans will be too pleased about this one. This is from yesterday, and here is the news. Chelsea have agreed a deal to sign Manchester United striker Melvin Mallard for about £850,000. What? That is a disgrace. That generally is a disgrace. Melvin Mallard is born and bred Manchester United all the way through. I don't know why they've decided to get her gone. She is brilliant. Yeah, she might be ineffective at times and all of that, but she is still a bloody good player. She's a striker with major talents. I don't understand why we're doing this to ourselves. Being a Chelsea fan, and now here's some clear evidence for you. Where's the other one? Here it is. Being a Chelsea fan myself, no, they've got it all wrong. Paul Green went, and then we won the title, of course we know about this one, but come on, really? Now Mallard is expected to become Chelsea's third signing in the summer, after the versatile to became a midfielder Manaka Matsukubo. Miki Hamano is going to be pleased about her returning because she's going to be spending her time with international teammates. She represents an important addition to Bompaster's attacking options. I mean, it was very sad to see Sam Kerr go. Really, really was sad to see Sam Kerr go, really, and all of that as well. But we need to move forward straight away to Tottenham, because in the next hour we're going to be looking at WSL2 and how the new clubs will fare. So Tottenham Hotspur, let's take a look at them. Look at all of this. Shakira Martinez is joining for West Ham on a long-term contract. So is Caitlin Dijkstra from VfL Wolfsburg. Curtis Anston is joining from Aston Villa on a long-term contract to Tottenham. And content info undisclosed, Victoria Pelova, she's joining from Arsenal. Azama Panangustuan. I'm going to get some of the names right before the start of the season, alright? Sorry about them. It's joining Tottenham from Bran, and undisclosed contract name. And there's only one new contract for Olga Altinen. It's a new long-term contract, and the length is undisclosed. Kit Graham is joining Ipswich Town. Amy James Turner is joining on a free agent. Luana Buller is going to a free agent. Charlotte Grant is on a free agent. Sarah Sophie Rybrink. Bethany England's off to Crystal Palace. Eleanor Heaps is heading off to Brighton. And Micah Hamano is back at Chelsea. So, forward, midfield. They got to really go for it now, Tottenham, because they want to be favourites to win a trophy. And luckily they can this year for the very first time in our history. We will not be having the top 3 WSL. We're not going to be having the top 3 teams of the WSL taking place in the Subway Women's League Cup because of new rules to the competition this year by the FA. It's a subject to proving, of course. So it gives new teams a chance to win a silverware at least. And Tottenham, when they do that, they're going to have to use them really good. Kirsty Hanston, got to be honest here, she is a machine on the forward. She can score goals almost every time you give the ball to her. Incredible. It comes, Micah Hamano, of course, we all know. We are now on to our final club of the new 14-team WSL for the season ahead. Katie Selam is joining from London City Lionesses, has signed on a 3-year contract. Also on a 3-year contract is Constance Picoud from FC Fleury. Leigh Cordina has departed Arsenal and signed on a 3-year contract to West Ham. And for me, I think that's really important. Leigh Cordina, she is a machine on defending. If you can't trust her, then who can you trust? She is a machine, and I think West Ham can have defensive problems, but it's up to Leigh Cordina to save those. It's very important that that happens as well. Let's take a look at Nadine Reason. She has departed Eintracht Frankfurt and has signed on a 3-year contract. Ebony Salmon has departed Aston Villa on a 2-year contract. So, I think they've got some attacking options as well here, Aston Villa. They survived relegation for God knows how many years. I think now it's the time for them to step up and use those options now for the season ahead. They're going to go on pre-season friendlies, and it will be the first chance for the fans to go ahead and see what will happen here. And we have the first professional contest Sienna Waring as departed of Manchester United, signed on the deal until June 2029. She's from Manchester United. Liam Peacock has departed to the Arsenal for West Ham, signed until June 2029. But let's take a look at all the outs and look at the list here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Free agents are Katrina Gorry, Verena Hanshaw, Camelia Sares, Sawyer Walsh, Emily Taylor-Brown. Fiorina Hanshaw is off as free agent, of course. Alina Zadolski is off to Toronto. And Shakira Martinez, as just mentioned, is heading off to Tottenham. So basically, West Ham really want to go again. They want to press the reset button and, go for it. They want to really go for it here. Press the reset button, they say. Might work, they might not. But we shall see in the coming days and weeks as well. So that was Barclays WSL. And in 15 minutes, we're heading to WSL2 to talk about their transfers, including Burnley and Wolves, who will be making their debut after a couple of years. Watford are back in the WSL football in the WSL2. The first time ever they play in this era. Actually, let's talk more about the FAWNL then, because as you know, Portsmouth were relegated at the end of the season for WSL2. They've lost their WSL football status. They have got Fulham, of all teams. The unbeaten trek continues into this new tier as they welcome Portsmouth, who were relegated from WSL2. Now, the Posh are on the road to face last season's third place team, Rugby Borough, where Bolmir St Michael's will start the season at home to Middlesbrough. And that is the best thing, right? So let's take a look at it. Fellow newcomer Swindon Town will then host Plymouth Argyle. It suffered the narrow defeat in the promotion playoff final last season. That was against the walls of the Northern Premier Division, and who are looking to rebuild under new head coach Matt Green. So confirms Plymouth fans were so worried about the team right now and the players and all of that. We're very happy to say that they'll be playing Women's National League football next season. It's going to be good. Right, then off to Tier 4 and Division 1 North. Forget filed. They're newcomers anyways. Blackburn Rovers has been given a reprieve. They were about to suffer relegation, but they were given a reprieve. Bradford City, Halifax relegated, of course, we know they were relegated. Thornaby is also having another season here. So AFC Filed will kick off their season at home to fellow newcomers Halifax, who were relegated from the Northern Premier Division, and also hosting an open day are Blackburn Rovers, who were given a reprieve, because we know they were relegated, was given a reprieve over circumstances, as they welcome York City. It's going to be good. Bradford City and Thornaby find themselves on the road for their first Tier 4 fixture to face Chorley and Leeds United, respectively. And now we have the Midlands Division of the FA Women's National League. Chesterfield, Lytown are newcomers. Rivenshore has been moved laterally as Portic Castle was relegated. So let's take a look at who's they got on the opening weekend. Chesterfield and Lytown both start the campaigns on the road, with the former facing last year's 4th place side Barnsley, that's Chesterfield, whilst Lytown will travel to Sutton Coldfield, another team looking to start strong after dancing with relegation last season. The Sporting Castle, on the other hand, will get the season underway as host to Notts County, whilst Rivenshore, who's unsuccessfully appealed the lateral movement from Division 1 North, begin their trip on the road with a more than 200-mile round trip to Northampton Town. And of course, we'll look at all the fixtures in the opening weekend coming up very soon. There is Billericay K Town FC. They are also newcomers. They were relegated, but newcomers are Dotford, Saltdean United, and Stevenage. Now, Billericay Town start the campaign by hosting Cambridge United on the 16th of August. After a disappointing end to the 25-26 season for both teams, this is an opportunity for both teams to reinvent themselves in Tier 4. Dartford and Saltdean United both get their seasons underway at home this season. First by welcoming last season's 9th place Norwich Hamlet, whilst Saltdean United will welcome NK Dons to Hill Park. And finally, Stevenage will take to the road for their first fixture of the 26-27 season, travel to last place, 4th place side London Bees. Newcomers to the Division 1 Southwest is Gwalior United, who were relegated, Torquay United, and Wycombe Wanderers. There's another battle of newcomers on the opening weekend of Division 1 Southwest. And Wycombe Wanderers welcome fellow promoted side Torquay United to the 1878 Stadium. And finally, Gwalior United will start the Tier 4 campaign away to Ascot United, and the Welsh-based side, who found themselves in 5-8 battle of relegation on the final day of the 25-26 season, are certainly looking to come up fighting once more, make sure all of the season stats are in their favour. Well, there's so much to get excited over throughout the football period. This is going to be incredible. But we're going to wnl.thefa.com to tell you about the opening weekend for all teams. And we have them in front of me. So let's take a look at this one here. The 16th of August, wnl.thefa.com, brilliant website. You need to take a look at it, everybody. Let's go and zoom out so you will see clearly all the schedules. There we go. Right, let's go. You'll need to see it right now. There it is. Let me just get rid of that. and get me rid of that because we need to show you guys the full thing. There we go. So it is Barclays and Michaels taking on Middlesbrough. Liverpool Vets will take on Derby County. Loughborough Lightning will take on Hull City. Norwich City will take on Huddersfield Town. So they battle the two promoted sides. Rugby Borough and Peterborough United will clash horns on the opening day. And so will Stoke City. And, oh, I'm looking at it. I forgot they've got a new logo for the 26-27 season as well. We're going to get used to this. And then we come to the Southern Premier Division. We just told you AFC Wimbledon will take on AFC Bournemouth. So battle of the AFCs. Lovely. Cheltenham Town will take on Real Bedford. Exeter City will welcome Oxford United. Whilst Portsmouth from relegation will travel to Fulham. Lewis will take on #United. And Plymouth Argyle will travel to Swindon. Now here comes the whole of the Division 1 North opening weekend games. AFC Fylde and Halifax will take on each other. Blackburn Rovers versus York City. Chorley take on Bradford City. Leeds United will take on Thornaby. Northern Stockton Ancients will take on Durham. Durham Lestria and Stockport County will take on Chester Lis Street Town. Let's take a look at the Division 1 Midlands then. Barnsley will take on Chesterfield. Kidderminster Harriers versus Sheffield FC. Leafield Athletic will welcome Worcester City. Sporting Castle will take on Notts County. Sutton Coldfield Town will take on Lye Town. And Ivenshaw will take on Northampton Town. Division 1 South East opening weekend looks like this. Billericay Town will take on Cambridge United. Chatland Town will take on Actonians. Dartford will take on Dulwich Hamlet. Londonbees will welcome Stevenage. Queen's Park Rangers will welcome Luton. And Salton United will welcome Milton Keynes. MK Dons, to be more precise. Division 1 Southwest, is that all? Oh yes, that's all of them. Aberdeen United versus Marine Academy Plymouth. Ascot United will take on Gloria United. Bournemouth Sports will take on Kevensham Town. Bristol Rovers will take on Bridgewater United. Maidenhead United will take on Moneyfields. And Wycombe Wanderers will take on Torquay United. So that's the lineup for the season ahead. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And whilst that happens, everybody, we are going to take a little break now. We'll be back in around 7 minutes time or so as the season build up continues. But now though, and I think in true style, we're going to have a look at the UK-wide forecast for the next few days. And if anything, little to no rain in the forecast. Let's get the weather now, and as I say, we'll be back in about 7 minutes time. But now though, let's join the weather forecast now, and it's time to join Chris Fawkes.
Hello, our extraordinarily long-lived heat wave continues. Now, we have already had 10 consecutive days with temperatures over the 30-degree mark somewhere in the UK. Add to that today, I've seen temperatures go just the 30-degree mark again in Bournemouth and Dorset. If confirmed, that will be the 11th consecutive day with temperatures above the 30-degree mark. Overnight tonight, a bit of low cloud coming back.
I know you can't hear the forecast well. Sorry about that. I'm just having a little bit of sound problems on my end. I should have stick on the sound. I think we should now. Here's Chris Fawkes for the forecast.
Hello, our extraordinary long-lived heat wave continues. Now, we have already had 10 consecutive days with temperatures over the 30-degree mark somewhere in the UK. Add to that today, I have seen temperatures go above the 30-degree mark again in Bournemouth in Dorset. If confirmed, that will be the 11th consecutive day with temperatures above the 30-degree mark. Overnight tonight, a bit of low cloud coming back from the North Sea, affecting central and eastern Scotland, central and eastern England. 1 or 2 mist patches around. A comfortable night's sleep. Like recent nights, temperatures down to between 11 and 15 for most. Now, this early morning low cloud not hanging around too long. It will get burnt back to the North Sea coast, where could be a few areas it lingers. If that happens, temperatures will be pegged back into the teens, but otherwise, loads of sunshine. If anything, a bit hotter for West Scotland and Northern Ireland, with temperatures reaching the high 20s, but the hot spots likely around Cheshire, North East Wales and through the West Midlands as well, where I think we're looking at another 30 Celsius day. More of the same on Friday. We start off with some patches of low cloud, then comes the sunshine, and it will be very warm, if not hot again. This time the highest temperatures are likely a bit further southwards. Areas around Dorset, Devon, Somerset, Hampshire could see about 30 Celsius, but that is probably the last of our 30 Celsius days, because although it stays very warm into the weekend, still with loads of sunshine, northerly winds will just knock the temperatures back down into the upper 20s in the warmest areas.
Thank you very much for that one here. And the thing now is to really watch out for each other this weekend. And well, everything across the UK, please do check the forecast every so often. You're watching coverage of the Women's Super League transfer news show with me, Ryan Taylor. Good to have you with us watching on X or on YouTube. You can contact the show. Details are below. Right, in a moment we'll come back for the best of WSL2. So please do stay with us for that one, and we'll be back very shortly for this one too. We're back in a couple of minutes for the second half of our program. We'll also be looking at WSL2. Right now, though, we gotta have a 5-minute break. So let's take a look at the. I don't think there's gonna be a weather live today, is there? Oh no. They got rid of it. They got rid of the stream. Oh, damn it. Okay, we'll just leave you with that. Just leave you with that news over there, which is obviously West Ham United. Back in 5 minutes' time. We shall see you in a moment. Hello, welcome back to the Women's Super League transfer news show with me, Ryan Taylor, live from Lincolnshire. We just had news in the last few minutes by Soccer Donna that Japanese international Saki Kumagai has announced that next year's FIFA World Cup in Brazil will be her last tournament for the national team. Now, she is she's the last active player from the World Cup winning squad in 2011. That is the major breaking news. We're literally getting to us in the last few moments. Literally in the last few moments. That is breaking. Let's just take you to that breaking story then. Sorry, I'm saying breaking too many times because this is huge news. Are we ready? Yeah, we are. There we go. That's breaking news coming up on your screen right now. There it is. Let me just go and open this up further for that. There we go. Breaking news. Kumagai is heading out for the World Cup next year's 2027 FIFA World Cup. FIFA Women's World Cup. Of course, we're bringing you all the coverage. She will bow out of international after an incredible career. She's aged 35 right now, and she's been part of the World Cup winning squad in 2011. So that is the breaking story coming out right now as we speak. I will have more reaction as we go on through the night. Right, we now start the second part of the programme. We're looking at the WSL2 now. And there has been a change to the management / backroom staff. Take a look at this. There we go. Right, Bristol City has announced the arrival of Pascal Schafos, who has been appointed assistant coach ahead of the new season, joining the assistant coaching team. And Burnley has so much breaking news. Literally all of this one. We have to begin with the alphabeticalness. And head of women's football, Lola Ogunbote, has departed from her role within the club. Durham has appointed Willie Kirk as team new coach. That. I want to go on to my next discussion point. What the bloody hell are they doing? What are they doing here, Durham? I don't know why they've sorted him out, because he was on accusation terms. He was on accusation terms, really. And I'm not sure why they've got him, because we're going to take a look at this moment here, because, well, when we say Willie Kirk, I mean, this shouldn't mean not good news. He has coached at Everton until 2021. Let's take a look at this one here. Yes, there we go. There we go. Right, everybody, are you ready for this? This is why they should have appointed him. Take a look at... I'm just going to go deeper into this one here. Let me just go and size it up again. Actually, you need the full name to be made. So there we go. This is why you should never trust him in management. Have a look at this. This is what we've been building up to, this announcement. Kirk was appointed director of football at Leicester City. On the 3rd of November, he was appointed as manager following the departure of Lydia Bedford. And then came March 2024, when everything started to fall into the place of players. That's because, and are you ready for this? I don't think you all are, but we have to do this for transparency reasons. Guess what? Yes, that's right. He was reported that Leicester has suspended Kirk, launched an investigation into an alleged relationship between him and one of the players. Now, of course, we don't want to name the player, and it's not been named because of protection reasons. But why would he do this? Durham has literally had no sense of belonging here. And quite frankly, he should be sacked. So it really explains it all now, doesn't it? Why he stayed at Leicester and why we condemn all of this. The investigation prompted 7 other managers in women's football to comment that relationships between managers and players are inappropriate. And on the 28th of March, he was effectively sacked as a result of the investigation, having found that he had breached the team's code of conduct to agree that he makes his position untenable. And they came to the decision that on the 7th of July, just actually last week, it was announced that Kirk be named head coach of Durham. Why? Why appoint him as manager? He should know that if he wants to manage women's football, he can. It's got to be on high standards. Why? Don't go down on the basis of this. I'm sorry, but you cannot own a manager who has had an alleged relationship with one of the players. You cannot. It's a fucking disgrace. It really is. I'm sorry, but I can't say any more than that. It's embarrassing. Let's move on. Matt Pooley as assistant manager for Ipswich Town. Ooh, getting big here. The Jacks girls want to go upwards. Barely survive relegation at the end of the season. That's me honest assessment here. That really is an honest assessment. Burnley. But Matt Pooley assistant manager at Ipswich Town. Wow. And there are 2 big backroom staff changes for Nottingham Forest, as you're about to see now. Here it is. Is that they parted ways with head coach Carly Davis at almost 3 years with the club. The club since appointed Tom Mallison, who was previously in charge of the Forest men's under 18s. You've got to be kidding me. I know. But it's quite sensational, really. He was a Forest men under 18 coach. Fair play to Tom Allison. There's going to be quite a lot of debates over this one, but I think it's come down to the right decision. And Sunderland appointed Rhiannon Skinner as technical director. Let's just remind you, everybody. Let's just remind you. Everybody, of what's gone on with Rhiannon Skinner. She was head coach at, and I quote, West Ham United before she was sacked. So, yeah, there we go. Let's take a look at the WSL2 transfers, starting with Bristol City. Aldi Shaw is joining from Hearts, signed on a 2-year contract. Alexia Abost-Olakis is joining from Melbourne City, and she's on a undisclosed contract length. Lotta Lindstrom is joining from London City Lionesses on a multi-year deal. And there is a first professional contract for Maddie Durrant, undisclosed. Jackie Burns is free agent, so is Harley Bennett, Tiana Tizar, Alexi Lloyd-Smith. Let's see, Oh, I see what I mean now. I thought I was going to say Barcelona there, but it's Badalona. Vicky Losada is headed off to FC Badalona for the season ahead. Okay, that's huge. And here comes the first of our two newly promoted sides that we're going to be talking about this season. Burnley, they've signed Christy Harrison-Murray after departing Birmingham City, has signed a 1-year contract with the option to extend. Deanna Cooper has departed Newcastle United for Burnley and has signed a 2-year deal with the option to extend. We also have Maddie Wild after departing London City, and she's joining on what I could call it, a 2-year deal with the option to extend. As well as Maddie Wild, she departed London City. Charlie Wellings is departed Nottingham Forest for Burnley and signed a 1-year deal with the option to extend. There are bleeding heck 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new contracts to get on with. Let's start with Millie Chandarana. She signed a new 1-year contract with the option to extend. Emma Sidal has signed a new 2-year contract. Lefria Paul has signed a new 2-year contract. Jade Richards has signed a new 2-year contract. Charlie Chadwick has signed a new 2-year contract. And yes, a new 1-year contract for Charlie Doherty. But let's take a look at all of these departures. Jazz Matthews led off to Wolves, as well as Yana Daniels. Dee Bradley is off to Durham. Emma Doyle is on a free agent. Amy Kelly is on a free agent. So is Danielle, Louise, Maddie, Helen, and Olivia Wilkes. Here comes Durham then. Disgraceful decision. So no wonder why they had three signings to announce, 2 of which are new contracts. Joining from Sporting Jacks is Jade Pennock and Dee Bradley from Burnley. Both of those are undisclosed contract lengths. Sarah Wilson has signed a new contract for the upcoming season with Durham. Look at all of this. Look at all these departures. Sarah Robinson off to Middlesbrough. Tyler Toland is off to free agents. So is Hannah Blake. Abby Grant. Layla McFarland. Abby Jones. Molly Lambert are free agents. And Mariana Speckemea is off to Hearts. Let's take a look at Ipswich Town then. They barely survived at the end of the season, so they are going to stay up. But how will they do? Well, Kit Graham is joining from Tottenham Hotspur on a 2-year contract. Also on the 2-year contract is Rosie Liverstone from Hibernian, but for an undisclosed fee. And on the 3-year contract, Meg Hornby from Portsmouth. Jenna Slattery is joining from Hearts on a contract length undisclosed. Amy Palmer, after her departure from Southampton, has signed on a 3-year contract. Jodha Hunter, after her departure from Hearts, signed on a 2-year contract for the club. Elodie Adams, after her departure from Hibernian, has signed on a 2-year deal. Georgia Timms, from Hearts, contract length undisclosed. Kenzie Weir, after departing Everton, contract length undisclosed. And Emma Lawton from Celtic signed a 3-year contract. And there's so much. Maria Boswell and Margaret Waring are both on 1-year extension. Leah Mitchell on a 2-year, and Ava Baker's on loan from Birmingham City until the end of the season coming, which will begin on the 4th to the 6th of September. We will all the way through everything, so we can't wait for this one. So let's take a look at all the outgoings then for Ipswich Town. Incredible. Look at them. They really want to go forward with their attack this year, so fair play to them for getting this so early. But they've got to say farewell to Natasha Thomas, who is in Wrexham. Sophie Bagent is on free agent. So is Rihanna Dean, Ruby Doe, Charlotte Fleming, Shauna Guyett, Summer Hughes, Nina Merolo, Kyra Robertson, Ruby Searby, Casey J. Bomrick, and Sophie Pesky is off to Brighton and Hove Albion. Let's take a look at Leicester City, who was relegated. Just remember, guys, we went live for coverage of the playoff, this ever BWSL playoff. So incredibly, we've gone further than ever before. But yeah, I know. So let's take a look at Leicester City then. The only player to go in at the moment is Leah Eddy after departing Rangers on a 3-year contract. And out is 4 players. Thea Rich on free agent, which is Hannah Kane, Chantal Swaby, and Rosella Ayane. And Helene Eriksdottir is joining from Malmo. So that is the major news. News we're hoping to bring you a score update from Argentina versus England. We're hoping to bring you the latest scoring as it happens. And it's score for England. Anthony Gordon just scored for England. So it's 1-0 to England right now. Looking for their first World Cup final since 1966. Anthony Gordon has putted England ahead against Argentina. Will now need to work hard to get a win over the line here. But that's the news coming into us. England just scored. It's Anthony Gordon 1-0. Let's take a look at Newcastle United now and their WSL2 side. Gemma Evans is joining from Liverpool. Contract length is undisclosed. Hilda Ansdottir is joining after departing from Madrid. Also on the contract length undisclosed. So is Hannah Nemeth from Werder Bremen. Kathleen McGovern after departing Hibernian. There are 2 new contracts and also undisclosed. Emma Kelly and Lois Joel. And Molly Pike, Chanel. Molly Pike is on retirement now. So is Charlotte Potts. But on free agent is Shania Hales, Charlotte Deanna Cooper, Claudia Moan. Free agent is also Hannah Hawkins and Simone Charlie, and Femeke Lifton and Georgia Fox have both returned to Chelsea. So England are winning 1-0 at the moment in the World Cup semi-final right now. Let's take a look at how they've gotten ahead. Yep. Oh dear, the defence of Argentina, that's not good enough. Yep, they were sleeping. Argentina was sleeping. And against Argentina too. And of course Argentina are world champions, so they've got run for their money here. And to be fair, the whole world will be going against England for their performance. And there we go. Bad news for Argentina fans watching tonight's show. There are 3 new players for Nottingham Forest in the WSL2 side. Abby Lafferty, after departing Sheffield United, signed on a 2-year deal. Hannah Cohn has departed Portsmouth, signed on a 2-year deal, and also on a 2-year deal is Ceres Brown from London City Lionesses. And of course, Shorter Ferguson and Alana Murphy has both signed new contracts until 2028. So let's take a look at all the outs then. I've got to read them all because quite incredible. Nat Johnson, Molly Green, Holly Olding, Cara Hamilton, Libby Smith, Jai Omoera are all, well, free agents as you see. We also have Burnley, Charlie Wellings as Burnley. Casey Howe is off to Celtic. Brondby IF is for Amy Rogers. And Kirsty Smith is off to Rangers. And of course, loan ended. Leanne Kiernan is back to Liverpool. Service bounce off. Oh, hang on. Bounce off to London City Liners. Apparently, she's returned. I don't know whether we'll get news on that one soon, but Rebecca Dowsett has returned to West Ham, that's for sure. Jessie Stapleton is off back to West Ham. And Brighton Hove Albion will have a welcome home back to Olivia Johnston. And there we go. Sheffield United, let's do this for them. 3 new signings. They are Chloe Warrington, Poppy Solper, and Gracie Pearce. Glasgow City, obviously for Chloe Warrington, signed on a 2-year deal. Poppy Borough is Poppy Solper. She's off to join Sheffield United on a 1-year deal with option to extend. And Gracie Pearce has departed Charlton Athletic, signed on a 2-year contract. Now let's take a look at the outs. Only 3 have gone. Abby Lafferty is off to Nottingham Forest. Sports you that one. Emma Taylor is a free agent. So is Charlotte Parker Smith. And of course, loan ended is Leah O'Leary, Scarlett Hill, Shauna Guyat, Simone Sherwood. Leah O'Leary is back to Bristol City. Scarlett Hill has returned to United. Shauna G has returned to Ipswich Town. Simone Sherwood has returned to Leicester City. Southampton, 2 new contracts at the moment. Millie M has signed a new 1-year deal, and Rachel Brown has signed a new 1-year deal. But that's it at the moment. But look at all of these outs. Look at them. Atalanta Primus, free agent. Free agent as well for Tara Bourne. Amy Palmer's free agent. All of these free agents for Kira Senna, Isabel Watts, Ella Petit, and Esther Roberts. The only person that have gone from Southampton to the other club is, of course, Sunderland. Leonova Jefferson, she's back at Manchester United, and Tegan McGowan has returned to Birmingham City. Take a look at Elise Hughes then. After departing Crystal Palace on a 2-year deal, she's at Sunderland. Tara Bourne has departed Southampton, joins Sunderland on a 2-year deal. Sunderland also has France Stenson, although it's an undisclosed feed, for a 2-year deal. Jenny Blench has signed her first professional contract until 2027, with an option to extend for a further year. Same goes for Niamh Boothroyd, Nia Dunbar and Ella Rest. Natasha Fenton, Emily Scarr, Mary Corbin, Katie Watson, Brianna Westrup, Katie Kitchen and Jessica Brown are new contracts. But it is goodbye to Lewis Griffiths, Libby McGuinness, Demi Lambourne, Hannah Greenwood, Jamie Finn, Ella Jones, Rihanna Blades, Grace Maloney, and Eleanor Dale. All of them are free agents. So I kind of feel sorry for our team fans, really. But you can't feel sorry for Watford, but except that they have no one in at the moment. They have Daisy Hind on free agent. All of these free agent: Daisy Hind, Frida Ayasi, Anna Meewold, Sophie McLean, Annie Royster, and Tree Giorgio is all on free trans agents. And promoted for the very first time it is, of course, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Jazz Matthews joins from Burnley on the 2-year contract. Melissa Lawley joins from Everton on a 2-year deal. Yana Daniels from Burnley on the 2-year deal. Mel Phillips after departing Sassuolo. Contract length is undisclosed. Holly Olding after departing Nottingham Forest. And of course, contract length is undisclosed. And later Proster Bokta after departing Plymouth Argyle. Contract length is undisclosed. There are new contracts for Abby Jenner for the 26-27 season. So is Amber Hughes, Beth Roberts, Amy Sims, Anna Morfitt, Becky Anderson, Charlotte Greengrass, Tammy George, Millie Robertson, Alex Brooks, Katie Johnson, and Chloe Williams. But look at all of these out. Beth Merrick and Jade Cross have retired. Abby Lloyden is off as a free agent. Anna Dedham is off to Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. Betha Marriott, Charlotte Poole, Ellie Stocking, Jess Harvey, Lindsay Harkin, Marvin McPhail, Rachel Kringley, all free agents. Sarah Binning is off to Leicester City PGA, and goalkeeper Beth Thomas is on free agent, and Casey Howard has returned to Nottingham Forest. So that's basically all the transfer news across the WSL and the WSL2. Now we've got to talk big talking points. Big talking points coming up in the moment. But I'm afraid if you are a bit of a Argentina supporter, bad news to tell you, Anthony Gordon has put England ahead in the semi-finals of the FIFA World Cup. Do save us, we'll have all the reaction to come. But first, let's go to a world weather forecast. As you know, we won't. We're going to go to different parts of the world for international forecasts. And let's start with the weather for the whole of the US. Let's do a forecast now as we head to North America. And let's join Elizabeth with the North American forecast.
The weather forecast across North America as we head through the next few days. We'll begin with the pressure chart. You can see the sea carrier of low pressure clearing away from southeastern parts of Canada here. We've seen some very poor air quality across parts of central Canada. That's going to be pushing further southwards and eastwards towards the Great Lakes as we head through the next couple of days. As the extreme heat continues across the northern plains, and the expected rainfall is going to continue in Texas as well. Some parts of the Rio Grande Plain could be as much as 10 to 20 inches of further rainfall. Out towards the west coast then, there's another system that's heading in from the Pacific across up to Alaska and British Columbia. There will be some rain, I think, around the Vancouver area. Further south from California, it's largely dry, but for the Four Corners region and the desert southwest, there's some heavy thunderstorms expected still here in the heat. We expect to continue at this time throughout, but then some of our cities, there's more rainfall, more thunderstorms expected over the next 4 nights. Up towards the east coast then, some showers affecting parts of southeastern Canada, temperatures climbing here for today. There is a small chance that we could see a tropical cyclone form, bring some impacts across parts of northern Florida into the Carolinas. So keep an eye on that over the next couple of days or so, only a low risk. Temperatures possibly dropping.
Elizabeth for the forecast. If you didn't hear that, apologies about that. The time is, I think we're heading towards 9:30. We'll take a very short break and we'll be back with you with more WSL, more women's football news than ever before, including Melvin Mallard on the way to Chelsea from Manchester United. But as that ruled Manchester United out, you think, of a trophy-laden season? We will find out when we do come back in just a few moments' time. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on X, stay with us. Lots to talk about still to come. And yeah, we'll catch you all in a moment. And there are a bit of rumours to come in. Women's football news still continue after the break. Join us in a few minutes. Everybody to our live coverage of, the Women's Super League transfer news show with me, Ryan Taylor. I hope you're well. We've gone through the WSL, WSL2 latest. Why not join the whole 115 yards women's football podcast? Follow them on X or on YouTube, anywhere you can get it from. Right, let's take you through the rest of this one. So, as I said, things are not looking really, really good. And as you'll see right now, is a six-figure sum. As it's the end of the road for both for Millie Turner and midfielder Nelson. They've both left Manchester United at the same time to join, ladies and gentlemen, Birmingham City back in the WSL after a couple of years away. It's good to see them back. It's good to see them back, really. And the pair who announced their engagement last month are believed to have joined for six figures fees as Birmingham prepared to return to the WSL. Birmingham won the WSL2 title last season to end a 5-year absence from the top flight. It's on Stuart Turner, who has 2 caps, England caps, and Nelson has made 39 appearances with Norway, has signed 3-year contracts, and that's what we understand as well. And Turner made 189 appearances during 8 years at United. Was part of the squad that won their first major trophy, the Women's FA Cup in 2024. Now, this is what she said. She says, "This is where I want to be. It's an exciting project." Of an exciting project, and I think there's no ceiling to what we can achieve here. Turner came through the ranks at United, helping them earn WSL2 promotion in 2019, and only Everton has made more appearances for the club. I think it sends a strong hold here to, well, its manager Mark Skinner, because basically you are in the crap hole now. You are literally in the crap hole for old times' sake. As well, there's going to be a lot of talking points about this one. But there's also going to be a talking point when it comes to, get this, ladies and gentlemen, what happens now for the manager? Where do they go here, Manchester United? The question is, how are they going to survive the season when they don't have any of these inners? Forget what we see and forget what we do. It's been quite a lot of fun at this one as well. We're going to be lots of talking points around this one and the signings too. But there has been a record buy for O'Sullivan. Yes, that's right. O'Sullivan has left Liverpool for Gotham. A record buy. I'm not giving the stats, I'm afraid. That's huge. And sensationally, as we've heard, Beth Fearney, England, has joined newly promoted WSL side Crystal Palace, who's back up in the first time of asking. Now, former Tottenham captain left her club when her contract expired, joins on the 2-year deal with option for a further 12 months. Now she has a highly experience, having enjoyed trophy success with former club Chelsea and played a key role in Tottenham rise up the WSL. So, Bethany England has experience. She wants to take it forward to Crystal Palace. I get that. But then when you find out that when things goes horribly wrong, you find a way through this mess. So, yeah, there's a substitution for Argentina right now. In the men's World Cup semi-final, Lautaro Martinez is coming on. Nicolas Tagliafico is off. So sadly, Argentina, this is the end of your defence of the World Cup. So this will be the end of FIFA World Cup right now for the defence for Argentina. I do not find a way through this mess, and I will not, at the moment in time, find a way through it. There will be lots of concerns for Argentinian fans. But if it's 2-0 to England, then that will be game over, and Argentina's World Cup hopes will be over. And I think we might have just got news that they've scored a second. Dan Burn from Newcastle have just made it 2-0 to England. Just in the last few seconds. There we go. Breaking news. I think. I don't think it's 2-0 to England because they're apparently saying Burns has scored. But they've not yet. Despite Argentina having most of the possession and shots, the same shots on target, they've unfortunately fell behind. So it's bad news for Argentina but we'll see what will happen at full time. Just a few minutes left to go in that semi-final game. Well, for all the reaction to this one, plus he was also part of the Lionesses squad who won Euro 2022 and finished runners-up in the 2023 Women's World Cup. I wonder if Beth England can play in the World Cup qualifiers for the Lionesses later in October, later in the month, in the autumn. So join us for that one, obviously. But I think there's going to be some nerves. There's going to be nerves awaiting. Who might be the best? Who might be the worst? You might be thinking, what's going on here? Oh, God! Whoa! Breaking news! England were ahead, but Argentina have just scored the leveller. Enzo Fernandez and Argentina has finally beaten Pickford 1-1. That's the equaliser they wanted. Enzo Fernandez of Chelsea FC have equalised for Argentina. Surely not. Surely we're not going into extra time here, because I will be staying on. And it's Messi with the assist as well. 1-1 at the moment between Argentina and England. That's the breaking news in the last few seconds. We're going to see the goal by Enzo Fernandez, but they've just said it all massively. We are all set for one hell of a big season. It's going to be WSL's first ever 14-team season. And I need to promote this because quite frankly, people would say, oh yes, are you doing anything or what? Are you doing actually anything for the 30th of July? Yes, I am. But however, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do that on time. But I'm going to do that now. And I'm going to tell you guys that we'll be here on the 30th of July from 9:45 in the morning for fixture release day in the WSL. And we are all set for the new season ahead. I just need to get the promoted up, and sorry about this. It was definitely unplanned, really. Yeah, sorry about everybody. Yeah. I want you guys to come and join us for this one. We'll be here on the 30th of July. Let me go get the graphic up. There we go. And you can join us for the Women's Super League fixture release show on the 30th of July. Coverage will start at 9:45 in the morning, UK time, 9:45 BST. And then the fixtures are going to be released 15 minutes later. And you can enjoy it here on X at RL Taylor WSL. You can also watch on the Normality channel on YouTube or on the Women's Football channel on YouTube. So don't forget the 2026-27 season fixtures for WSL and WSL2 will be released. And it's going to be an incredible season in the WSL as well. It's going to be the first ever season in charge of new 14-team era. Join us for that one. Please come and say hello. We would love to have your support on a new era. Don't forget I'm on YouTube and X on the 30th of July. Incredible. What an era it's going to be. What a new chapter we are going to have. Right. Do we have any more on the women's football? Yes, we do actually. We can now tell you that London City Lionesses has signed Bodiani for more than £500,000. That's the 3-year deal. Now, the 31 years old announced a departure from European giants Lyon yesterday. That would make it Monday. That's despite having a year remaining on a contract. Now, London City has been in advanced discussions for several weeks, and whilst other European clubs were interested, Diani chose to move to the Women's Super League. Now, she spent 3 seasons at Lyon after moving from Paris Saint-Germain in 2023. Has scored 41 goals in 93 appearances. And I see why. I see why now, because they want to be counter-attacking presses all over the place. That's the reality. They want to shake up the attack this season coming up. Alexia Putellas, no doubt, that was the biggest story. If anything, the biggest women's football transfer coup in history. It was sensational. What a moment it was. And now the reality now is, what the hell's going on here? You might be thinking, how do we sort ourselves out? Maybe, just maybe, incredibleness. And there could be even more to come in the next couple of moments' time, because we should have news on whether Melvin Mallard could be heading for we could have everything written all over the stars and everything more. But there are a bit of discussions too. We are literally, I think we're just getting words that Messi, I think, that literally are predicting who will be winning the final, or will win the final semi-final. And we're now into additional time. This is nerve-wracking for both sides and everybody. But, oh my goodness! Argentina just scored! Lautaro Martinez just scored! What the hell? No! And I don't want to watch the Men's World Cup right now. But Argentina has just scored to make it 2-1. Martinez just scored to make it 2-1 to Argentina in the dying seconds. Oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. Will that break English hearts once for all? Just mere minutes to do so. What an incredible moment we've just had. Wow, absolutely unbelievable. This is unbelievable. We now got 6 minutes left we've got 6 minutes left for this second final semi-final. Argentina have just scored. I'll bring you final full-time whistle when it comes. We're watching coverage right now. And whilst we do that, as you know, Mouton has joined Everton from Leicester. The 23 years old joins after 2 years at Leicester, having been part of the squad who suffered relegation from the Women's Super League in May. That's the thing, really, because that was the first ever WSL player. We covered that game for you, and basically they lost basically Leicester lost on shootout after a cagey 0-0 affair. After the full 120, no one could have broken the deadlock. She began her career at childhood club Lille before moving to the French side Reims for a year. Now, during the time in Leicester, Mouton made 24 appearances and scored twice for a club which was in the WSL. And you know what she said? This is her quote, not mine. She said, "I feel really excited to start with the team in this new club. I am the type of player who can bring in goals, something on the pitch. I'm a fast player and love to score goals, so I can't wait. I just want to score a lot with Everton. That's my only objective." Now, it is understood on this show that, well, Everton also interested Leicester forward Chuta Mantala. We'll find out if that's true later on during the transfer window. But we want to carry on with this show for the next little while longer. But we will have to pay tribute to Cara Cooney-Cross because her and great sister Mia has sadly lost her mother just from battle with duct bile cancer. And for all of us here on the One Normality channel, the Women's Football channel, and all of us, myself only, rest in peace, Jess. You have brought up Cara Cooney-Cross, the greatest player Arsenal has ever known in their history. Being a Chelsea fan, I want to move rivalries aside because this has been a distressing time, and I understand it. Cooney-Cross really wants to do something to say farewell, and I know that will be counting on all Arsenal fans. For me, it's all about saying farewell at the right time. I know Jessica will be watching the 26-27 season from above on Kyra, and let's see if she can do well with Arsenal. Potentially have another European trophy in her memory. That would be good. Third European trophy for Arsenal when the UWCL would make that happen. But obviously, we've got to wait a little while until the fixture comes out. And so to say again, it will be on the 30th of July. We will be live at 9:45 in the morning and live for the next hour from, because at 10 o'clock, we will have the fixtures released and you can enjoy all of that with me here on X or on YouTube. So, we're at WSL fixtures release date confirmed, but today was also fixture release day in the FA Women's National League here in England. There are plenty of new teams to enjoy, including much loved Fulham. Yes, I know Fulham. Unbeaten track, they say. Well, could that come to an end on opening weekend, you think? You think it could be coming to an end because Fulham have just been an outstanding player. And things can only look a little bit wildly bad, let's just say. But maybe, just maybe, for this Thursday, we hope that you're well. Over this Wednesday, hope you're well. So, and secondly, it's good to see you all. Welcome to the show, wherever you are around the world. We'd love to have your support during the WSL season. That's where I come in with news. This season will be our most comprehensive coverage season ever, with even more games to enjoy than ever before. And on weekends too, when Girls in Black and White Granford Town's back with its women's football team, when they are away, we'll bring you coverage from here at home. But obviously, we'll have to wait until their fixture comes out, which I think is just about a few weeks' time from now. But reality now is what's going to happen to the rest of the week ahead. Baby, lessons learnt here. Manchester United, who never got rid of Millie Turner and Nisa Nelson, we also should learn that London City Lionesses can be the club to beat, but they have top players. They literally have top players left, right, and centre. So we've learnt tonight a few lessons on given and taken for the WSL. And firstly, it's all about everything. Given and taken a lesson on forgiveness is never a good thing at all. Maybe, just maybe, find a way through this by having London City Lionesses all together. Never take any lessons from Michelle Can, because she knows what she can do in this transfer window. Never trust Mark Skinner for doing all of this mess, because he sold a couple of his players to, well, Birmingham, of course. And do not even forget about what's happening right now, where the final seconds are being counted down, and Argentina on the counter-attack. Messi keeps the ball. Is that it? The ball's away from danger. They've got seconds now to defend. They've got to take this. Got to boot it away. Not fully. Time ticks down. Let's send it out of play. But that's not the full-time whistle. Seconds out now. Jordan Pickford has got to go for it. Sends it in the box. Saves it. Look at the Aston Villa men's keeper. Really fantastic. But is that it? They want the full-time whistle to go here, Argentina. They want the full-time whistle to go here. So we'll be watching an eye on this one, because England are behind 2-1. They've got to get the ball. We're gone over 100 minutes of the 9 additional minutes here. Boots the ball. And that's it! England are out of the World Cup in the semi-final stages. And the long and favorable wait goes on. Argentina have won the semi-finals and will face Lamine Yamal in the final against Spain. It's the end of the era, the end of the road, as Argentina has knocked out England. The World Cup dream for the men is over. We learned a couple of things tonight. Don't trust Harry Kane, because he really messed it up. And do not even sing Wonderwall anymore, because England are out of the World Cup. Don't trust them anymore. Really massively done. But also tonight we've learnt, do not trust any of Michelle Can or Mark Skinner, particularly Mark Skinner. I don't know what the hell is he doing in these title races, but come on, man. That's supposed to be bigger than ever. On that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks so much for your company. We are back on the 30th of July to formally launch the season. But it's defeat for England. Let's just leave you on how you can watch the coverage on the 30th of July. Its English hopes are finally over. They are out of the World Cup. England are out of the World Cup. And it's late goals from Argentina as hopes of reaching the first World Cup final since 1966 came to an end. From all of us here a very good night. And wherever you've been around the world, thanks for being with us. Why not email in your social media platforms? Get them all in. We love them. I'm going to even more coverage than ever before. More coverage than ever before, really. That's the big thing as well. Can't wait for this one. It's going to be incredible. 30th of July. Make sure you are here for that one. Here's the details. From all of us, thanks for your company. And have a very good night to you all. Sleep well. God bless. And football is not coming home. Bye-bye for now.